Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I'm about to do a video which I believed that I would never have to do. I never thought it would be something we'd have to discuss. Yeah, it's a sad day, man. It's a sad day for Leeds United fans. Football even. I don't. Just to get it out there first of all, I think the club have done him dirty. I heard yesterday it was mutual consent. It makes you wonder if Bielsa's maybe accepted that. I can imagine Bielsa saying, nah, not having that. If you want me to go, you're sacking me, kind of vibe. But yeah, it's a sad day. I didn't ever believe I would do this video. I was slowly coming to the realization as the season was going on that it was going to end in the summer. I believed that it was going to end in the summer. There would be a parting of ways. And it probably made sense. We'd gone, or this. Do you know what as well though? Like, we say these players, the club have let him down. The club have let him down. Nice one, Cage. The club have let him down massively because the squad is not good enough. The team is not good enough. Personally, whether or not, look, it'll all come out in the wash. It'll all come out in the wash over the next few days, weeks, end of season, perhaps. Just how much Bielsa may be, if he's turned down all these players that we're led to believe, then you can't really. It's his own fault in a kind of way. Do you know what I mean? He's his own worst enemy. He's his own worst enemy, perhaps. But I do think they've let him down in terms of the players that he has been offered. They spoke, in program notes and that Kania on about like, oh, it's a specific type of player and all this sort of stuff. And they earmarked Brendan Aronson. And obviously were sold on that one player and didn't move on from that. But yeah, those that are saying, no, look, it's all about Premier League survival and all that sort of stuff. There's nothing to say that he wouldn't have done that. And we'll never know now. And it's a bit sod's law because it's frustrating because if Jesse Marsh Jesse Marsh is coming in. We knew this yesterday, right? I knew this yesterday. Was told, Bielsa gone, it'll be done by tomorrow. I believed it was mutual consent, and then when you see the club coming out saying sack, I mean, if I'm being totally honest, the club statement's a joke. There's actually a statement that I'm going to go through a number of things anyway. But I just want to get this off my chest. There's a statement that was done by Newell's Old Boys English, which is fucking 10 times better than what that club's done. It's a joke, to be honest. I know these people down at Ellen Road now. My partner's in hospital, unfortunately, and otherwise I'd have been getting in the car and I'd have been straight down there. Believe that. I don't even know if it's a protest as such. It's just to show support, but Bielsa will just go away into the distance. Project Meet Bielsa starts now as well. I am going to meet that man before he leaves, before he goes back to Argentina. I'm gonna probably spend a week now. I think everything's getting put on hold. He means that much to me. I say no lies, genuinely. I think people, and I can only speak my truth. I've seen people yesterday putting out the tweets, putting out emojis, cryy faces, all this sort of stuff. And they were asking for him to fucking go. Nah. You're not allowed to do that. You're not, man. That's my opinion. That's my opinion, right? I can only say I wear my heart on my sleeve. You know? You can't, man. You can't. Well, to be honest, like people say, well, you can appreciate, yeah, but you shouldn't have been asking for him to go. Because let's talk facts, right? My partner's okay, guys. She's got tonsillitis. She's got an infection in her blood. She's had to stay in for a couple of days. Hopefully, she'll be home tomorrow. Thank you for all your concern. It means a lot. Yeah. Where was I going? Yeah. Bielsa has basically put us into the Premier League. Got us a 9th place finish, right? And still not been in the relegation zone. Still not been in the relegation zone. Still not. So yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And you know, Gordon White said, you bang on. This will split the fan base. Next home game, I wish I had a ticket for Leicester. Next home game, I will have this shirt on. I will have this shirt on. You know, Bielsa made it acceptable to wear red, for God's sake. I'll have this shirt on. And I will show my support. Because he's been let down by the club and some of the players as well. You know? Like Scott said there, playoffs, promotion, 9th, never in the relegation zone. And he's been sacked. I don't understand it. Do not understand it. Look, Jesse Marsh will get my full support, and I'll do a separate video on Jesse Marsh when that's announced. Of course, he'd give my full support, 100%. But it's going to be a tough gig for him. A really, really tough gig. Like, because all that will happen at Leicester is Marcelo Bielsa. All that will happen against Norwich is Marcelo Bielsa. And if he don't keep us up, it will always be, well, what if we'd have kept Bielsa? This is what I mean. You are on a hiding to nothing now. But this is what I was speaking about yesterday, about it being on that knife edge. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't from the club, I guess. But I do think they've done it. I do think they've done it. They've done him dirty, I think. You know what I mean? Obi-Wan, you can't understand it. Football is a results and financial-based business. It's easy to understand. Good job you're not in charge. Yeah, exactly. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm not saying that. But what I will say in response to you is, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get what Bielsa's done. Half of these people that are calling him under the names on the sun never even fucking stepped in Ellen Road. They've never even been. Hiding behind avatars, saying he's worse than shit. You need to respect him for what he's done. You will never understand. This is what I'm saying. This is why probably from the outside as well, people looking on at the club will think, well, it's a bit of an overreaction, the way they're reacting. And maybe if he wasn't at our club, we would say exactly the same. In fact, I know we would. You know, the Manchester United drubbins would be like, yo, they're getting slapped by their biggest rivals and they're still supporting him. Because we understood that the bad times were not comparable to what he offered us in the good times. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And people talking about, oh, I will only speak with my heart. I am an emotional guy. Because this is me. This is me. I can only say what's on my mind. Do you know what I mean? You know? That's all I can do. I'm not going to sit here and be all, analytical and that, because that's not me. I can only speak from the heart, and my heart's breaking. You know what I mean? And just like a lot of these lads in the football club, Calvin Phillips, thank you, Marcelo, for everything you've done for me. You saw in me what I didn't even see in myself. You helped me grow as a player, but most importantly, as a person. Wishing you all the best in the next chapter. He turned Calvin Phillips from a bang average player that a lot of us would have sold and allowed, and would have preferred to have seen Ronaldo Vieira into an England, and not just that, and a mainstay in the Euros. Yeah, a mainstay in the Euros, and he became England's best player. England's best player, Bielsa did that. Do you know what I mean? I was watching KG earlier, and KG was bang on the money as well. Luke Ayling, Stuart Dallas, Cooper, they're not Premier League players. They're not Premier League players. Or never would have got to them heights if it weren't for this man. And it will split the fan base. There are people in the chat that say he had to go, and I told you guys yesterday on my post match, if you watched it to the end, at times I didn't know myself. I didn't know myself. I didn't know myself. So I understand it that we're all going to be split. But is it a time now to be split? Probably not. Whose fault's that? That's Radrazani's. That's ours. I don't think. Here we go. Chris Kelly, big shout out. And listen, like the guys at All Leeds TV yesterday did a video. They knew the information that was correct, and they're only conveying their opinion. You know what I mean? That's what this is about, right? Football's about opinions. You don't have to, I don't agree. I didn't agree with some things Chris and Jack was saying yesterday, but that's their opinion. I don't agree with stuff Connor says. I don't agree with stuff KG says. That's football. Content creators, that's all we are. We stick our head above the parapet, It's a big shout out for anyone that does this, because it's easy to throw shade, and people will say that to me now, but, it is what it is. Chris Kelly, thank you so much, bro. He says, hey, bro, tough, horrid call. He called for a change after Spurs, and stand by my opinion. Never wanted it to end this way. His legend lives on. Don't like the way the club have done it, though. Gracias, MB. And that's again, yeah, the way the club have done it. My personal preference, I'd have given him the next few games. But it was also on a knife edge, because had he have taken Leicester, Norwich, Watford, them games, and it gone wrong, and, at that point, it is too late kind of vibe. So the club have to, Radrazani has to protect his asset. And he's looking at this situation thinking, we're in big trouble here. And it was a case of, do I stick or do I twist? And he's chose to twist, and there's nothing we can do to change that. Doesn't mean we have to be happy with it. Now, listen, football's a fickle business. If Jesse Marsh walks in next Saturday and batters Leicester 4-0, we'll all be happy. Still have a lot of respect. And that's the truth. Let's be honest. Here. I'm not going to tell no lies. We'll be happy. Still gutted. Like I say, I'll be wearing this shirt. I've got the man tattooed on my body. This man did something to me that I'll never have again. Like, I keep having to check myself and saying, this is a football manager, Joe. He's not dead. What's up with you? Serious? Because I think about, and look, all these other top managers that are revered, yeah? Like that man across from the Pennines, old Rednose, all these, Arsene Wenger, all these, right? They were at their clubs for decades. This man has been here about 4 years. 4 or 5 years. Look what he's done. Do you see what I'm saying? This is and when you see Chile, Argentina, Newell's, all these other clubs that he's been at, they call them, Bielsa widows, because it still hits, it still runs deep. And it was even there less than he's been at Leeds United. So it's mad to think that I feel this way. But that's what he did. Look at Leeds. I did a video on my channel, a mural tour. There's about 15 of them in and around Leeds. He's been here less than half a decade, 4 years, whatever it is. He's been here, and the city is just full of murals. People, you understate what he's done and say, oh, yeah, nah, not good enough, was never going to get it right, was never going to do this. Bullshit. I don't agree, and I'm sorry, and people say, oh, you're being emotional. That's just all I am. That's how my content is from emotion. Do you know what I mean? He transformed the club, the fans, the city, the job lot. He did the lot. So just like he has a profound effect on all these different coaches. It's true. And yeah, sad day, man. Sad day. There's loads for us to go through, and I do want to do it. I mean, the club statement, I think, is piss poor. I can't lie. Leeds United can confirm today the club have parted company with Bielsa. 66-year-old was in charge for 3.5 years, having taken the reins, transformed the club's fortune, which began with a 3-1 demolition of Stoke. Let me just talk about that as well. Let me talk about that Stoke performance. I'll never forget that. Ever forget that. I remember it like it's etched in my mind. It's probably my favourite memory of Marcelo Bielsa. Because I've been sat in that same seat for a good few years watching shite. I remember going midweek Tuesday playing Blackburn. There was about 7,500 people in that ground. 7,500. I think it was under Evans. I remember going wild because Evans got a win against Cardiff at home because we hadn't won at home for ages. And I remember going wild. I think, 7,500. And then look at it now. We're now in the Premier League and we sell out. We have a waiting list for season tickets that are as long as I don't know what. Do you know what I mean? And he did that. He's done that. But that Stoke game, like I said, years of tripe. And then to watch what we did on that day, Matthias Klick, Samu Saiz, just a lot of them, man. It was, I swear to God, it was amazing. I remember the lineup coming out. It was a sunny day, everything I can remember. What's this lineup? And that we went out on that pitch and blew them away. And I even enjoyed the week after we played Derby and we battered them away from home as well. Klick that was when he was scoring goals. I remember him bending one in from outside area. I think Roof got one as well. And I just remember saying, shit, this is real. This ain't a flash in the pan. This is real. Yeah, this was real, man. It was amazing. I remember doing a video for Football Republic. We were playing Birmingham. This is the touch of Joe for you anyway. This is the touch of Joe, the jinxer. We were that good, right? I was with Oscar doing a video for Football Republic. This is what I mean, because this was when I joined All Leeds TV, just everything. And then I'm doing this, and I'm in a privileged position, and I have so many friends and know so many people around the club and all that sort of stuff now, and that's all because of him. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. He's had like a profound effect on me personally. You know, genuinely, I tell no lies. Like it's insane what this man has done for me. And yeah, we were outside Ellen Road doing an interview. I think it was in the rain. It's still out there, Football Republic. And I said we'd go the season unbeaten at home. Not like me to make outlandish claims. And I said, yeah, but do you know what? It's that good. We are going to go unbeaten at home. And we lost 1-0 to Birmingham. That same night, I think, no, it wasn't. It was 2. Shea Adams scored because it was when BPF dived out of the way of the ball. Dived out of the way of the ball, man. Mad. Dived out of the way of the ball. You know, and Paul's saying, do you feel the same way as Wilkinson? Mate, I was 3-4 year old. Do you know what I mean? I was born in 88, 91, 92, season after he goes. You know, don't win a game away from home. So I get that. I guess this is my Wilkinson, if you like. But I still think Marcelo hits differently than anything that's come before, apart from Don, of course. It's the best football Leeds United have ever played as well. And people don't agree with me of that as well, because they'll mention the Revy side, and I understand it, but it was a different time. It was a different place in time. You know, Cagey put it right when he spoke about, you know, O'Leary and stuff as well, because they were individuals, you know, some brilliant individuals within that side. And money was spent, you know what I mean? It's not comparable, you know. What Bielsa did was, you know, just transform average players into you know, into world beaters. I say world beaters, but we were that good, you know what I mean? Yeah. Bielsa's just different level. But yeah, that championship game against Stoke, that season, man, so many magical moments. You know, Villa away. I actually gave my ticket to Connor. Connor actually went to that game with his dad. I gave my ticket to that game to Connor. He went to Villa away. I was gutted, but I'll never forget watching. I was watching it with my brother at the time. Didn't do watch-alongs at the channel at that point. But that Roof goal, man. Roof on that left foot. These are all moments that Bielsa gave us. You know, that was amazing. Obviously, Wigan. Wigan was brutal. You know, the Wigan was brutal. You know, and then obviously what happened against Derby. But this is the thing, right? At that point, Bielsa could have left us. And he decided to stay. Because know that if Bielsa would have left, we'd have not come up. I'm telling you. We'd have not come up. We were going nowhere. This is why it's pissing me off. Because at the first sign of real trouble, yeah, and I understand there's a lot of money in the game. And if we go down, all that sort of stuff. But he hasn't even been in the relegation zone yet. He's not even touched it. You know what I mean? And I think maybe the ninth last season has shrouded people's expectations of this side and Bielsa. Because the club set out 2 seasons at 17th. So what they doing? Because he hasn't even been in the relegation zone. Do you know what I mean? Where's that guy as well who told me that we'd be in relegation zone by end of Feb? You owe me some money, boyo. And and someone's just said in the chat there, we've made a huge mistake. Don't you dare, because you said he should go. I mean, it's true. You know who you are. And I love you, and it's tongue-in-cheek, but you can't say that. You don't have the right for me. You can't be saying, get out, and then say we've made the wrong decision. Like, what? I don't know. Joe, you're in delusion. I'm not. I know we're in a relegation battle now. I didn't think we were weeks ago. But things have turned. I do know we're in a relegation fight. You know? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, so then obviously second campaign, he stayed on. Remember that, he stayed on. Yeah, he was the one who chose to stay on. And he guided us back Premier League, to the Premier League, winning the title by 10 points. You know what I mean? 10 points. Bossed it. Do you know what I mean? And regardless what Karen Carney thinks, it wasn't because of COVID. Although I seen what Michael said as well from the Square Ball. How he's saying that he helped us through that period. That's when we started on watch-alongs. That's when with All Leeds TV, I started to do daily lives, daily lockdown lives, all this. But, that's because of Bielsa and what he did to the fan base and connected us all. Because I know at times people fall out, social media can be poison, all that sort of stuff. But by and large, we're all one. Who did that? Who did that? Bielsa did that. I'm wearing red. Red. Like, I wear red anyway. There's some people that won't be seen dead in it, and I understand it. But what I'm saying is it's acceptable to wear this. He did that. Do you know what I mean? If I came on and just had people like, get that shirt off now. It's just them little things. And I know it seems trivial, but that's what he did, man. You know what I mean? And it's, yeah, Jack, exactly, man. We didn't know, no one would know who he was, man. He created this All Leeds TV, and it all just took on a new. And then you look out, Rob and Mickey P. Kerr did Bielsa Bible. Mickey P. Kerr wrote songs. Lewis smashed content out. Connor went on his own. KG, all this, it comes from him. For me, okay, people might have done it anyway. I understand all that, but it really, took on a whole new world. It really took on a whole new world. Journalists wrote books and then did him dirty, by the way. Not cool. Wrote books about this man and then did him dirty. I know they've got a job to do, but full time, I'd gone from my seat to the bus, which is a 2-minute walk, and it was on. We hadn't even left the ground, and it was on. It was out there. Not cool for me. But this is what I'm saying, though. People forget. I was saying this yesterday. People come and go, but the fans are the constant. It's true. Ian J saying Bielsa wasn't sacked, it was mutual. The club have come out and said he was sacked, bro. They've said he was sacked. Do you know what I mean? They said he was sacked. I believe it was mutual. That's what I was told yesterday. So he gets us back up. Obviously, on the return to the top flight, we finished ninth. Securing the highest points tally by a newly promoted side in the Premier League since 2001. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? And never been in the relegation zone. Never been in the relegation zone. You know, they've gone on to say, however, this season has proved to be difficult and the team has just recorded 5 Premier League wins. Yeah. Radrazani said, this has been the toughest decision I've had to make during my tenure at Leeds, taking into account all the success Marcelo has had at the club. And I understand that. It would have been. And Radrazani in this moment now will live and die by that decision. He will live and die by that decision. His tenure as custodian of this football club, and I said this yesterday, his tenure will hinge on this. You know, Mega Richard, end the chat. You're embarrassing yourself. We finished 9th because of no fans in the ground. And, like, if that's what you believe, what the fuck does that mean, you clown? We still finished 9th. Does it not mean it's real? Did it not happen? Did it not happen? Did it not happen? You know? Did it not happen? You know me and you have this love and hate relationship. I know. Do you know what I mean? I get it. But don't make out crazy claims as though it didn't happen. Like, yeah, so like, what I genuinely don't understand that. Liverpool fans like that, you only won Premier League because there was no fans. What does that even mean? Do you know what I mean? Whoever won the Champions League, it don't count. There were no fans. What does it even mean? Come on now. It's so silly, man. Mega Dick. Mega King Richard. He knows, man. He knows. Yeah, and look, Radrazani, I've seen a lot of people like throwing shade at him and some even saying like, get this group out of our club, you know. I at the end of the day, they brought us Bielsa. You have to remember that. No, Dylan, I'm not Radza. I'm not saying that because at the end of the day, he gave us Bielsa. I do think they've handled this massively wrong. But, like said, and I agree with your bricks on the coast, I'm annoyed at Radrazani for the way it's been dealt with. But if he were here, we'd have never got Bielsa, you know, Orta, the lot of them. It had never happened. Going to Ellen Road now is an experience. It never was. It might sound trivial and it might be for money, but even just like the fan zone, you know, the bricks, you know, that I've got for me and my kids. I've got them in both, the Centenary Square, the one at Billy's. I've got them, you know. It's them little... So I do like what Rads has done. Let's not forget, you know, and again, it comes back to, before that, we had Bates, we had Chelino, we had GFH, you know what I mean? Rizdale, the lot of them, you know? So I'm really, really appreciative for everything the man has done, of course, and I think he's been a great custodian of the football club, and he'll move on and he'll sell, and he's made this money, you know, he took that gamble, and he's made his money. But like I've just said, these people come and go. Us fans remain the constant. And, you know, Bielsa just falls into that. He falls into that because, yeah, he'll just never... And the club are on about doing something for him. You know, I hope they build him a statue. And this is what I mean. He's 3.5 years, guys. And this is what we're talking about. And it's not clowning. You know, someone said it's like Wagner when Wagner left Huddersfield. You know, I know Matt said it's like Pochettino. Sometimes managers just have that thing, don't they? But no one has it like Marcelo. This is what I'm saying. The guy's my goat. Goat. That's it. Done. Goat, you know? Radrazani said, Toughest decision, understand it. He said, with Marcelo as our head coach, we had 3 incredible campaigns and the good times returned to Ellen Road, 100%. He changed the culture of the club and brought a winning mentality to his all. And that'll stay. This is what I mean. His impact cannot be understated. And I do think it's taken for granted sometimes. I do think it is taken for granted sometimes. Yeah. What he's actually done. We will reap the benefits of Bielsa's tenure for years to come in terms of the change at youth level, the stuff that he's built. I mean, he built a gym for his staff. I hope Radrazani fucking refunds him. Give him his money back. I'm telling you. He paid for the Spygate fine. I'll be saying, I want my money back. That's me. That's the pettiness of me. You know what I mean? I'd be saying, I want my money back. Do you know what I mean? I want my money back, Radrazani. You owe me a bell end. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he has brought a winning mentality. He said the moments created, particularly in 1920, winning promotion to the Premier League, will of course live long in all our memories, myself and the fans included. However, I have to act in the best interest of the club, and I believe a change is required now in order to secure our Premier League status. Recent results and performances have not met our expectations, which is fine. We find ourselves in a precarious league position, 100%, and he feels now it is the right time to bring in a new head coach in order to have an impact in the decisive stage of the season. Naturally, myself, along with everyone else at the club, would like to thank Marcelo for his efforts and achievements, and we wish him the very best for the future. Victor Orta said, since arriving at Leeds, Marcelo had a huge impact on the club on a scale I have not seen before. We can all agree with that. He has created a legacy, overseen major infrastructure improvements at Four Parks, uniting the supporters, the players, and given a clear pathway for young players to transition into the first team. It is disappointing his reign has had to end in this manner, given the special times we have enjoyed in recent years, which has seen some of the best in my career, but we cannot hide from recent results. I would like to thank Marcelo for his commitment and dedication, and I wish him every success going forwards. Plans for a permanent tribute to Marcelo at Ellen Road are underway, and more information will be released in due course. Leeds United will aim to make an announcement on a new appointment tomorrow. Jesse Marsh. Jesse Marsh will come in tomorrow, guys. 100% he'll be in. He'll be coming in, and we shall see how that goes. But the Americans wanted him anyway. We knew this because it makes sense. And look, Talk Sport are now tweeting it out that he's agreed to replace Marcelo. And look, the decision was already made, wasn't it? The decision was already made because they've already sounded Jesse Marsh out. I think it was done after the Liverpool situation. Yeah, I think it was already done after the Liverpool situation. Please, everyone, as well, I've not asked if you could all smash a like on the stream as well. We're up to 900 live viewers, which is insane. So if you could smash a like and see if we can get up to 1,000. Big shout out to Lee as well. Thanks. Going to go through a few of my bookmark tweets that I wanted to save as well. Just some of the stuff that had been said about him. And this again, this is a manager that this is what I'm saying, it hits differently. James Horncastle, he tweeted out, Bielsa once told a story about meeting a Basque in exile in Mexico. He asked what is the most important thing in life, he said. And he said to be loved unconditionally. Later in Seville, Bielsa saw a slogan, it read, I love you even when you don't win. That meant the world to him. It went right to the core of how he felt about the game. He interpreted it to mean fans were willing to take a defeat every now and then to be part of something bigger. And he found that at Leeds. And this is what I'm saying. He did that. Do you know what I mean? Because we as fans, people forget, we accepted it. We did accept it. We accepted the spankings by Manchester United. You know, we accept that last season, and people couldn't quite get it. Do you know what I mean? But we understood it because the good far outweighed the bad. Now, of course, conceding 20 goals in a calendar month is not acceptable. And I understand why the club have done what they've done. I don't agree with it. I understand it. I understand why fans feel as they do. I understand it. I'm not saying you know, I get it, right? And we're all emotional right now. Yeah. But I do believe he deserved the opportunity, bearing in mind he's never been in the relegation zone. Never. He deserved the opportunity to turn these fortunes around against Leicester, against Norwich, against Watford, all that sort of stuff. But as I say, more may come out in the wash. For all we know, there might be certain players in that dressing room that might have said, it's not working. I listened to Square Ball yesterday and they made some amazing points. And one of them was like, some of the players just don't look like they're on it. They just don't want it. You know? And maybe, you know, if you're doing the same things week in, week out, I think it was Dan who put it, and he put it fantastically. You know, they do great work. And, you know, you're doing the same things, even subconsciously, without voicing it out loud. You stop putting that extra graft in because you're like, it's not fucking working, man. You know what I mean? But it'd be interesting to find out, you know, if anyone said, look, Victor, it's not working, man. Don't know. You know, and they made another great point. Like when this Jesse Marsch comes in, what will he do? Will he start Gelhardt? Maybe, you know, and he could start banging him in, and then we'll say, do you know what? I think what will happen is now, and I know I'm an emotional, I can rise to it. It will become a case of, if we go down, it'll be, Bielsa should have stayed. If we stay up, I told you, should have changed. It's always just going to have that little bit of needle or little split now. And I didn't want it to be like that. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't have been like that. It should have ended in the summer. It should have ended in the summer. You know? It should have ended in the summer. They should have parted ways, you know, and just said thank you. And we could have said thank you. That's gone. I left that ground yesterday annoyed, you know, frustrated, didn't know where we were going, but I didn't know it was his last game. And I know normally when people are sat, you shouldn't know his last game. It's not, the club made the decision, but I wanted that opportunity to say that, man, you know, to stay, to applaud, because Bielsa's not one for fan. Like I said to my partner, like I said, everyone's down at Ellen Road and that, and you know, Bielsa's not going to rock up there, you know, just to say, oh, thank you. He's been sacked. He's not going to be happy. You know, we don't get that opportunity to say bye. That breaks my heart because of what he's done for me and for yous and for this football club. He awoke a sleeping giant. And I still believe with the change, we're going to stay up. I have to. Otherwise, what's the point of these next 12? What's the point? You might as well rip it up anyway. I feel low. I feel shit that he's not going to be leading it. And I will sing for him. I will sing Marcelo Bielsa. But Jesse Marsch not watching this, but he needs to know it's not a reflection on him. He will have our backing. But we'll also want to voice our you know, our love for Marcelo Bielsa. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get that opportunity to say bye, you know. But yeah, it just hits differently. Like I said there, you know, it means so much to him. You know, Simon from the Kaiser Chiefs said, you know, Bielsa taught me that while everyone else tries the quick fix, another player, a different coach, change for the sake of it doesn't work. But you can coach Liam Cooper to be a Premier League captain if you know how, you know, and Bielsa did that. You know, Bielsa did that. And then then we sack him. It's like the board didn't hear a word he said. Do you know what I mean? And it's true. Because this is the thing we've seen people want him gone, want changes, you know. Temp Name says, will people sing his name next week? 100%. I'm telling you, Ellen Road, before kickoff against Norwich and away at Leicester, will just be Marcelo Bielsa. And that's why then people in that ground who go week in, week out, it's different. This is the first time, right? First time under his tenure there has been boos. First time. And it wasn't even him. It was a reflection of that performance in that first half. It was piss poor. It was piss poor. Okay, you can lambast Bielsa for the tactics and all that sort of stuff. I didn't boo. And I'm not having to go at anyone that did, because you're entitled to do whatever you want. What was happening was not acceptable. Villa first, sorry, yeah. So Villa at home, yeah. On an evening night as well, bro. Wow. Atmosphere is going to be unreal, and we'll be singing Bielsa's name. But we need to have that bounce. It needs to happen. Because this is what I'm saying about it being a big decision. It has the chance to get toxic, man. What if Jesse Marsh, hypothetically, and I will discuss all this, but what if Jesse Marsh comes in and we get spanked next week? Because they've tried to keep continuity and bring someone in who does similar sort of things as what Bielsa does. You know, I've heard people say, "What if you're going to change it? Why are you bringing in someone the same or has similar ethos? Because won't we just go out the same way? I don't know. But what if he gets spanked by Leicester? What if we don't get a new manager bounce? Then what? You know? It's a conversation that needs to be had. But this is about Bielsa, you know. Matt Adams on Twitter. Marcelo Bielsa, the manager of Leeds United, personally called up my dying mum to chat to her. And I will always love him for that. Above all else. That hits differently. That's not normal. That's not normal. It's not normal that he rocks up at Weatherby. Do you know what I mean? You know, and just walks around in his Leeds United gear. I think that will be the most heartbreaking thing, is seeing him walk around in different tracksuits. Do you know what I mean? Henry Winter, well-respected journalist, always like what he writes, said Marcelo Bielsa will be revered at LUFC for many reasons. For promotion, attacking football and restoring pride. For human touches too, such as paying for a gym to be built for the staff at Ellen Road. And for a moving letter to Bamford congratulating him on the birth of his first child. You know, who can forget when he came in and he got them to do litter picking? Do you know what I mean? You need to understand what us, the fan who works week in, week out to go to games, has to do. Always thinking about us, the common man. That's what he was about. He always thought about us, the common man. And people want to just dash him to the side like he was nothing. Honestly. Transformative. What a word that is, Christopher Junction. I love that. He was just that. Yeah. It's a sad, sad day. It is. You know, Lindsay Crosby, Calvin's mum, she's tweeted out, you know, saying, thank you, Mr. Bielsa, for everything you have done for my family, Leeds United, and the city of Leeds. You gave us all something to be proud of. We will be forever in your debt. You know, that's what I'm saying. He's not just hit the club, he's hit the families, you know. Lynn Gelhart, thank you, Marcelo. You gave my boy his dream. Forever grateful. They're grateful. They're not going, why aren't you starting him? She hasn't come out and said he should be starting me son. Do you know what I mean? Newell's old boys has said the departure of Bielsa from Leeds United is a bittersweet moment for many. We have seen firsthand how many Leeds fans have followed the same path as us, and also fans of Chile, Athletic and Marseille, in becoming disciples of the man we call El Loco. This is what I mean. This man there's not a guy out there that has this effect. This is what I'm saying. There's nearly 1,000 people watching us just chat about him. Just chat about him. Big shout out. Smash a like on it and subscribe if you're new as well, please. But there is over 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Just under, sorry. And we're just chatting about him, you know. He says his personality, tactical knowledge, intelligence, coaching methods, man management, and dedication to a just and fair society allowed Leeds fans to discover what fans of Newell's have known for decades. And it is beautiful. As Leeds fans become enamoured with Marcelo, they also open their hearts to our club, Newell's Old Boys. So I'm wearing their shirt. For this, we are eternally grateful. The last 3.5 years have seen Bielsa build a bridge between our clubs and our cities. It is a bridge that simply can't be burnt overnight. We will always have that now, that connection with Argentina. This is the thing, I bought my son an Argentina shirt. Do you know what I mean? Because of Bielsa. You know? He said, we would like to thank the fans of Leeds United for their interest, support, questions and intrigue around the club where Marcelo made his name. Special thanks to those who came to see us in Rosario and to those who have bought our shirt. Newell's will always have a special relationship with Bielsa, but your club will go down in history as where Marcelo did some of his finest work. Did some of his finest work and enjoyed some of his happiest times, choosing to stay at Leeds for longer than he has ever stayed at any club before, including ours. The popularity and success of this particular Twitter account was built on the relationship between Leeds fans, Bielsa and Newell's, and we hope that you will still keep an eye out for our results. No matter what happens next, fans of Leeds United are always welcome to the Estadio Marcelo Bielsa in Rosario. You might say that our two clubs will be forever be bound by Bielsa, Leeds Carajo, yeah? And that people will laugh, yeah, but this is what this man has done to me, right? Do you know what I mean? And that's not normal. It's not fucking normal. I shouldn't be crying. I shouldn't be crying over a 66-year-old bloke. I get it. I shouldn't be doing that, right? But this is what he's done. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's a travesty the way that he's been disrespected by the club and by fans as well. You know, I do. And do you know what? I'm not even asked. Like I shouldn't. But that's what should have come out from the club. Something like that. Something like that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But they didn't. You know? But like someone's just said there, he's changed our lives off and not, you know, off and on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what the man does. You know, we got Gilly here who comments on my videos a lot, you know, and I hope these people stay. He says, as an Argentinian, I love Leeds. That's because of Marcelo Bielsa. You know? That's what he's done for us. And this is what I'm saying. I didn't get to share these moments with other fans. Do you know what I mean? And to say bye. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. And like Jamie says there, that there, I've just read that for the first time. This is what I mean. I wanted to save that. And me reading that, that's just brought me to tears. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Blue Mountain. I'm not a Leeds fan. But he was pure class as a coach and more importantly as a man. You know, Joshua Hall. Me and my dad actually have something to talk about now because of Bielsa. We're in love with football again, with our club again, you know, because of Bielsa. You You know, it's a madness. And David, you know, David, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Don't get it twisted. I understand all that. Okay? But we wouldn't fit, like, what he's done, though. He's gave us our club back. It's almost like with the people again. It had been stolen from our hearts, from horrible owners who were only in it for themselves. All these different things. They were only in it for themselves. Do you know what I mean? But he gave us it back. You know, he spoke about them social issues and all that sort of stuff. He just made it about the common man, you know? Football is about the common man. You know, even just the way he spoke and everything. I can't believe I've just... I can't believe I've just cried on YouTube. That's bad. I've just had that realization, like, oh no. Gracias, yeah, gracias. LUFC Trust as well. They've put out a lovely post as well. I think it was bang on by the Trust as well, who actually contacted the club and were like, "We've asked them now. We need to know. You can't leave it like this. Do you know what I mean? You're leaving these fans in the lurch. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for me to read. Let's see if I can scroll in on it. On 15th of June 2018, I'll go again here now. I'll go again here now. Maybe I shouldn't read it. It says on the 15th of June 2018. I wish I had the wordsmith to write stuff like this. It said on the 15th of June 2018, you came into our club and everything changed. As fans, we wouldn't fully understand that change until 2 months later when we saw a performance against Stoke. But quietly at 4 Parts, you were immediately set about your magic and transformed a 13th place championship side into one of the most entertaining teams in world football. And the next 3.5 years were a story that none of us could have written. Triumph, failure and redemption, a return to the promised land. Football always has some mystical way of weaving together narratives. But around you, Marcelo, those stories seem to take on life and blossom into legends we'll be telling for years to come. Of how we would sit on his, of how he would sit on his bucket, of how he made Calvin Phillips an England player, of the £300,000 fine he for an unwritten rule and the press conference thereafter, of the freely given goal. Who can forget that, when he gave away a goal? And the FIFA Fair Play Award. he made Leeds United Fair Play Award winners. And everyone's second favourite team. But most importantly, of the 16-year curse broken and the club brought back to life. Stories such as these are the reason we love football, and you embody them more completely than anyone else. You have become a part of our club forever, a genuine icon who will always hold in the highest regard. Even in the lowest moments at your time here, there has always been true, and nothing will ever change that. So thank you, Marcelo, for the football you have brought us, and the stories you have written, and for the lives you have changed. Perhaps even more than that, though, thank you for being the incredible person you are. The fight to protect the values which make football special have been raging on for years now. It's a fight which is the very reason our trust exists. Constantly throughout your career and your time at Leeds, you have been a symbol of what football should be. Hold on to those values and never compromise, Marcelo, because you are a symbol of everything that football should be. All that's left to say after 1,353 incredible days of having you at the helm of our club is that we love you, and you'll be loved in this city and by Leeds fans across the world forever. Thank you, Marcelo. Again, amazing. Amazing. It's lovely, man. So many lovely what they call, my head's gone. So many lovely, I don't even know what they called. Oh God, it's a very, very sad day, but you know, all we can say is thank you. You know what I mean? All we can say is thank you for him. You know, he's an absolute legend. Dylan, all the way from New Zealand, says, I've been a fan for 3 years now from New Zealand. We'll miss you, Marcelo Bielsa. Always will be missed, but will never, ever be forgotten. Tributes, that's it, Steve. Tributes. All the tributes that are coming in. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. Old, new, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, he touched, you know, he touched us all, man. And yeah. Yeah, it's mad. It really is mad. Oh man, there's so many messages going in on the LUFC Trust website as well. I'll have to do that. You know, I will have to do that. You've seen I don't know if there was so much a protest, bro. I don't know if it's a protest. There might be. I think it'll be more of fans just singing Bielsa's name. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a look on Twitter just to see. I mean, if my partner wasn't, you know, Spittle, I'd have been down there myself. Can't even lie. There's a guy dressed as an Oompa Loompa wearing an Argentinian flag. I don't know why he's dressed as an Oompa Loompa, but there is people there. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's some people getting interviewed and whatnot about his time. Police have pulled up. Anyway, let's hope there's no unsavoury scenes for sure. You know. Nice one, Dad and Lad. Thank you so much. I think I've run out of things to say, haven't we? It was great. I hope it conveyed what I meant. If I've upset anyone in terms of being like biting back and someone will go, oh well, you can't say that. I'm allowed, you know. Again, everyone is entitled to deal with this how they want, you know. That's what I mean, and never take that away from anybody. But just thank you, Marcelo. You know what I mean? Thank you, Marcelo. You know, we'll have Premier League review tomorrow evening with the lads. We'll talk about Bielsa. We'll obviously I've got the midweek fix on Wednesday as well. Where myself, Lucy, by the way, I tried to get her to come on, but she's very, very emotional. So hopefully she'll be all right by Wednesday. We'll have Lewis, we'll have James Toon on, Jamie Toon. So we'll all talk on Wednesday. Yeah, look, thank you so much, Derek Moore, with the super chat. Needed this talk today, Joe. Thanks. Thank you all as well for listening. Thank you for supporting my channel as you do. It's greatly appreciated. Please smash a like on this video if you haven't already, and if you are new, you know, as I say, please do subscribe to my channel. We have to move. We have to move because our season's still well in full throttle, and obviously Jesse Marsch will be announced. He will be announced over the coming days. I believe tomorrow they need to get him in. Obviously, we play Leicester Saturday, so I will do a video on Jesse Marsch as well. I'm going to go away and do some homework. I've already looked at some YouTube stuff on that I'm ready to watch and have a look at. So just bear with me on that. And hopefully Project Meet Bielsa begins as well. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see what I can do because I'm determined. I'm determined to meet that man. Let's just have a look at the YouTube poll as well. Someone reminded me. I totally forgot in the video that we'd actually put out a poll. So was it the right decision? So I've had over 1,200 votes on that poll. So thank you very much. 53% say no, it wasn't the right decision. as well, guys, there's 530 people that have liked the video. So of them that are left, which is about 800, please do like the video. Yeah, man. We've just got to support the new manager, I guess, when he comes in. It's not gonna be tough. Obviously, I'll support whatever's out on that football pitch, but know that I'll always be a Bielsa stan. No one will ever take that away from me. Definitely not Jesse Marsh, anyway. No one, anyway. It doesn't matter who you are. He's on an identity. Like, it's tough gig for him, innit? It's a tough gig. Can you imagine coming in after that? It'd be rough. But he gets my full backing, you know. Yeah, one door closes, another one opens. Jamie, you're right, mate. You're right. Doesn't mean we can't be upset in that, but we have to move on, don't we? Do you know what I mean? We have to, like Lee says, chin up. We have to. We have to move on. Can't sit and wallow forever. I've done that. I've managed. This has been quite cathartic. It's been quite cathartic. Got it out there. Didn't think I'd cry. I can't lie. Especially live on YouTube. Like, but there you go. Yeah, like Max H says, you know, this is the one forever, a Bielsa disciple. Forever. A Bielsa widow, if you like. But yeah. Amazing, man. Thank you. Honestly, it means the absolute world you've joined this man in his time of need. In his time of need. So thank you all for your support as always. Long live the king, long live Bielsa, man. We do it. Marcelo Bielsa. Leeds, Marcelo Bielsa. Leeds, Marcelo Bielsa. Nigel Hill with the super chat. Just I'm about to end. Legend, man. Thank you so much, genuinely, all of you. Oh, my man Lewis as well. Lewis will be with us on Wednesday, hopefully, for the midweek fix, so we'll hear from him as well. We'll hear from Lewis as well. Thank you, brother. Nigel, thank you so much for your super chat. It means the absolute world and helps me, you know, support the channel. And hopefully that will go some ways to helping me on my quest to find Bielsa. even if it's for a couple of coffees. So thank you for that, brother. Yeah, man. I love it, honestly. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Marcelo Bielsa. Leeds, Marcelo Bielsa. Leeds, Marcelo Bielsa.